And then I was like, I'd be at school and I'm like, Lady Gaga's kind of hot. And then everyone's like, what are you talking about?
You're like, I'm straight. I want to Lady Gaga.
Hey guys, this is Eric, and welcome back to another episode of Gay and Afraid, where we're putting the camp back in camping. If you don't know, I'm also Rico Taquito on TikTok and Instagram. Each week, I welcome a new guest to discuss our scariest and funniest coming out stories, all of our relationship drama, mental health questions, and of course, play some stupid games. Today, I'm joined by the very special guest to talk about being gay and dating. Please welcome to the show, the handsome, the wonderful, the dumb, Nick Norcia! Woo! How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you, Eric, for having me. I'm so excited to.
I'm excited to be here. It's
Terrified.
my show.
I'm so afraid.
Oh yeah,
so afraid.
I'm gay. Are you afraid?
Terrified. Absolutely.
Okay, so our topic today is dating.
Yes.
I feel like you have a lot of dating experience.
Ooh. Okay. I don't know if I love how I just assumed that.
I feel like based off your like TikToks, you're a messy dater.
Oh, okay. That's where I thought we were going with that assumption.
Yeah.
No, that's accurate.
Yeah, I would say like, I know like dating you live in LA, right?
Yeah, I live in LA.
I live in New York right now, but like I think dating in LA is harder than dating in New York.
Yeah, dating in LA is pretty hard. I
Yeah.
can't say it like how it is in New York, but for people that I know that lives in both, they usually say that LA is harder to date in.
Yeah, because like I feel like you have to set the date, and then you have to drive or Uber, and then if you're driving, like, are they gonna pick you up? And then like, I have to pay for parking. Should I put in an hour or 2 hours, or like I don't know how the date's gonna go, and like if it's a flop, then you have to like drive home with them, or like it's just a lot of factors.
Yes, and I think the other thing about New York and LA, like New York people commit to plans, and LA people are so flaky.
Oh, really?
Like just in general, like if you're like going to a movie with a friend, like it's so often that your friend will just like last minute be like, oh, like I'm not going, or like people just flake a lot. So when it comes to dating, so many times people just come up with some excuse not to like do it.
You know, if like I was dating here, and I had to drive, and I was like looked at the traffic, I'd be like, I'm sick.
Yeah. I'm sick.
I can't do it. Like I don't know. I feel like dating in general is hard, and then like you add traffic, and I'm like, I'm out.
Especially when it's like 2 weeks ago, you're like, I said yes, but then you're like, why did I say yes? Because I hate saying no to things.
Yeah.
So many times I like just say yes, and I'm like, 2 weeks I'll deal with it. Like I'll deal with that mess, and so then I'm like, I have to go to the state. But I usually go whenever I commit to one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really good at dates.
Also,
because I'm like cute and I'm pretty.
Like I'm funny. I make them laugh. I'm charming.
No,
I love
I'm
to
like,
eat.
I feel like so I'm a Virgo, but I feel like I'm a Leo, like in spirit. Like I'm close enough to that moon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? I don't know. And like I just feel like I get to a date and I'm like, I'm the star of the show. Like I know.
That's very Leo of you.
Yeah. What are you?
I'm a Leo.
You are Leo.
I'm a Leo. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we can tell
for sure. So I'm a Leo, and I'm a Cancer moon, so I'm a Leo that cries.
People
and like emotional.
Oh, you're a Cancer moon.
Yeah.
Okay, I said this earlier, but I think some Cancers are crazy, and people were mad. People were mad. But I've just experienced some crazy Cancers in my life.
They can be manipulative, if that's the correct word.
I know.
Because they're so emotional and they're like sensitive that they think they have this like huge bleeding heart, which they usually do. But then sometimes they're like, you just don't get me because you don't understand how to love or something like that. And they're like, they kind of like manipulate you into feeling bad.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Wait, so like if you're a Cancer moon, that just means you're emotional, or are you also?
Yeah, because your moon's like usually like more who you are, like at your core, and like especially like when no one's around, and just like who you feel you are.
Yeah.
Actually, funny, when I first learned about astrology, I read all the signs before I like did my charts, and I was told that I was Leo because of my birthday, and I was like, okay, that checks out. Like I always got in trouble in like the classroom for being like a class clown or being like. All the time my teachers would be like, why do you have to be the center of attention? Like, like, are you happy, Nick? Like everyone's looking at you. And I'd be like, oh my God, stop shaming me for being an attention whore. But I was reading them, and then I read Cancer, and I was like, wait a second, I feel like I'm a Cancer. And I really like identified with the Cancer like qualities and characteristics. And then I did the CoStar app, and I was like, holy shit, I'm a Cancer moon. That totally checks out.
No, yeah, I'm a Pisces moon. So I'm super emotional.
I love Pisces.
Really shy and like simple.
Pisces and Leos get along because they're very wait, I forget.
Pisces
why.
and Virgos are like supposed to be like this, right?
Oh really? Okay.
That's what I think.
So you're a good communicator.
I'm a terrible communicator.
Wait, so do you not? Do you make the plans? Do you like book the Airbnb?
I show up.
Wait, this is so weird because every Virgo I
No.
know is the like booker of the Airbnb,
You should-
the like plan maker. They like
Yeah.
communicate. They
I
like
feel
start
like
the group chat.
I'm all mixed up. I'm a Gemini rising. Don't judge me. I swear. Like
I
I
love
like
Geminis.
no. Okay, I like Gemini.
hot take.
I'm so hit or miss with Gemini. It's like Gemini men. I know, like it's just so hit or miss for Gemini with me. But I like love Capricorns. I love Pisces.
See, Virgo men have a really bad rep.
Really?
I learned because I did a TikTok, and one of the last guys that I dated was a Virgo, and I like mentioned that in the TikTok, and the amount of women that like were in the comments being like, it's because he was a Virgo. They're like, "F- Virgo men, like Virgo women are amazing, but Virgo men. I was just like, holy
Everyone
shit.
hates like some sign. Like every
Of
sign
course.
is like hated in some way. There's no like universally liked sign.
No.
But no, I'm like, I feel like I don't have the Virgo attributes.
Yeah, you don't.
Like I thought you should see, my laptop is so organized, but that's like,
Okay.
and my apartment is always like clean and organized.
Okay, so you have that going.
But
for
like,
you.
I'm not like, in terms of a planning, I'm not like I can't look 3 months ahead and be like, I know exactly what I want to do.
Got it.
I'm like a trip planner. But anyways, wait, what's your type? Like, do you have a type? Like which like astrological sign romantically interests you?
I would say, I feel like that's hard because I don't know enough of all the signs, but I would say that a lot of times guys that I like are Pisces,
Oh yeah.
or Virgos. But I like
I'm
Scorpios
taken.
and
Yeah, I'm
Gemini.
taken. I have a boyfriend.
Like, Nick, you need to stop flirting with me. There's a lot of people here. My boyfriend's watching.
Okay. No, yeah, I don't even know. I think that's kind of like, I believe in astrology, but like not really. Like I'm kind of like, it doesn't make, my boyfriend right now is a Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that means, but I just know Nikki's a Sagittarius because she rapped about it. So like,
Yes.
so I feel like that makes sense. For
In
me.
LA, I did an interview the first year I moved out here, and I kid you not, the interviewer asked me what my sign was because I was interviewing to be an assistant, and they like wanted to see if like our signs were like good.
Oh my God. And you didn't get hired.
And but I was like, that was the most LA question I've ever.
That's
heard
so
ever,
funny. Well, do you have like a type, like just in general? Like what's your type?
I usually, oh my God, you're gonna really think I'm that hitting on you, but I usually go after Latina men, and I love a Latina. They're so feisty and like ferocious. I just like someone that has high energy and that like is funny.
Yeah.
But I love to dance. I like someone that like when I go out with someone, I just like want to like not like sit in be a wallflower. I don't want to be a wallflower, you know.
So you're me.
Nope.
So no. Yeah, like I don't know. My type is so scattered. Like literally all over the map, like in terms of like my attraction. What's it called when you're like attracted to like personalities?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you're just attracted
It's called something.
to just men.
Yeah, men.
Like,
I mean,
I
it's
like
called being
men.
gay. I don't know. I was like, but my boyfriend now is Caucasian. He's white. Yeah.
Every Latino boy that I've dated, they're like, yeah, my type's white guys. And I'm like, I don't
That's so
understand.
hurtful. I don't know what I did. Like,
That is so crazy.
I don't know. I like
But I love it. I'm happy when I hear a Latino that's like, I love a white boy. I'm like,
And-
purr.
my boyfriend. I think he likes also like Latino men, and like I kept making the joke about it, like, oh yeah, just your another Latino boyfriend you have, like, and he's like, can you stop making that joke? That's not funny. And I'm like, it's funny to me, like it's. But I don't know. So you're single right now?
I'm currently single. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, mainly just gentlemen. we have our contestant for, I don't know, like are you like dating? Are you on the apps or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the apps.
Yeah.
I've met some guys on various apps. I've used Hinge as the most like successful one that I like.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes I've met some guys on
Yeah,
Oh.
that's like exact. When you hear that noise, it is so like it's like a calling card.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I know exactly what's going on here. I like I'm in a monogamous relationship, which is like people are like shocked. Like, is that crazy to say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like gay culture is so like open and
Mhm.
like, you know,
How long have y'all been dating?
we've known each other 2 years, but like a year and a half, a
Okay.
year and 5 months or something like that. So it's been like, I feel like it's the healthiest relationship I've ever been in, which is like really shocking because we met in person. So
Mhm.
like, I don't know how that wound up being so good, but
That's amazing. You met in person. That's so like.
yeah, my friend invited me to go to this like literally like the nastiest party I've ever been to in my life. Like
Grungy.
we went at a bar out front and I saw, like, I met everyone and he was the last person I met, and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, that's a beautiful man. I was like, he's so handsome. And he had cool shoes on, and they were like shoes I wanted to buy at some point, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit on him. I was like, I just knew it, and I was like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, I love shy people.
It's so hot when I'm
Like,
shy.
I love when you're pretty and shy. I'm like, please, like, I have to crack you open like an egg. Like, you have to just like spill your guts to me. And we were like walking to the party, and I literally was like immediately hit on him. Like, I just knew. I was like, he's so pretty. And then we got to the party and we kind of went separate ways, and I got so drunk. I got so drunk.
Well, you were overserved.
Well, yes.
It wasn't your fault.
Well, it was on a roof and I was taking shots, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like.
They should have stopped me.
And then like we was like up on the roof, and then we went down to this apartment, and this is like COVID. Like, you're not supposed to be like hanging around people. Shh. And
She is a real breaker.
And I just will never forget, like, I had to pee and I was peeing on the roof, and he was like, you're really close to the edge and you're like about to fall over, and he like saved my life.
He cared.
Yeah.
Wow, he wanted your safety.
And then I remember, but we went down to this apartment, and it was literally like the stickiest, muggiest, nastiest apartment.
His apartment?
No.
Oh,
like,
thank God.
like
Okay.
the apartment that was in the building that was like the rooftop. It was like, I think I'm not even kidding. I think like my friend like ran into the wall, and the room was so humid that like something, like the paint stuck to him, because there was like a stain.
Was it your friend's apartment?
No, it was just like some random
Okay.
person's. It was packed. It was like filled to the brim. It was like a really crazy.
And they had the audacity to have a party?
It was like really crazy. And it was, anyways, I got his number after that, and then he texted me, and I was really hungover, so I forgot to text him back. And, and then the next weekend, my friend had a, sorry, this is getting really long, but like
No, I love it. This is important. This is your love story.
Yeah, I'll do that. But the next weekend, my friend had a party, with like, and like 10 people showed up, and he walked through the door, and I was like, Ruben, like, I don't remember people's names. I'm really bad at remembering people's names. I never forget a face, but I always like get the names jumbled. And I remembered his name, and I could tell he was mad at me because I didn't respond to his text.
His ego.
Yeah,
shattered.
but then he asked, like, we flirted, and then we made out, and then he asked me on a date, and yeah, and the
That's
rest
so
is
cute.
history. It was cute.
History.
But I just think it was like fate that, of all people, like, I'd never seen him before in my whole life. He showed up to my best friend's apartment. It was really random.
Wait, so your best friend's apartment was the grungy one?
No. It was a different.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry. Like the next.
No, you said
the
that.
following
I didn't
weekend.
I didn't follow that. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So like, yeah, but it was just like really random, and I just like, I don't know, I love him. And we had our like meet-iversary. We like both, like we met when we met.
I hate couples.
No,
is that?
I don't even know if that's it. I'm just saying that because I don't know how to put it. But like,
I'm just in love, and I just made it up.
but I've had some like, I had a crazy boyfriend before this one. I don't know if I should talk about him. He's gonna come for me. He's gonna find out.
He's crazy. He's definitely watching this.
I'm like, hello, like, but no. Have you had a crazy boyfriend?
I've never had a boyfriend.
You never had a boyfriend?
No, I've never had a boyfriend. Which you're saying like, why are you on podcast? Because like we're talking about dating, but this is why I'm perfect for this, because I just date. I only date, and it's not my fault, but I just never gotten out of the dating scene. I just like, I'm on the cycle of dating.
Oh my God.
And I've never like
but you've like seen guys, like you've been like,
yeah, I've seen guys, and I just had really bad luck where when I've dated, every guy that I've fallen for doesn't fall for me back, or like doesn't want to get in a relationship
because they're Latino.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
And then every guy that likes me, I don't like.
You don't like, yeah.
Back. So it's
okay.
like, so I can't get mad at the guys that like don't like me back, because it happens, like it's,
yeah.
You know. But yeah, I just have really bad luck with like the matchingness of emotions.
Yeah.
The last guy that I had a crush on, he wasn't ready for a relationship, and I did find out about 2 weeks ago that he's in a relationship right now.
Oh my God.
It's fine. I'm happy for him. True.
I would be mad. I'd be mad for him.
I was raised a Christian, and I was Southern,
just a young Christian woman
Southern
on
Christian
the
woman.
prowl, looking for
So
love.
I'm praying for him.
Praying.
You know, for the best. Bless
You need
his
like
heart.
you need a blonde wig and your big tit plate
With my
right
pearls.
now. Yeah, your
My
pearls.
pearls.
Well, I'm just wishing him the best of luck and life.
The best. Really, I am.
I'm praying for him. Hoping him
I was
well.
praying for a miracle for a while, but anyway.
I've had, so my first boyfriend I met on Tinder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like a great relationship. But we were in like college, and then I moved away, and then it like got complicated. Nothing bad to say about him at all. And then the second one we met on Hinge,
Ooh.
and then we were seeing for like a month or two, and then COVID hit, and then it was like I went home for like 3 months. It was like a long distance thing, and I came back to New York for him. But I think like I needed like the emotional support, like it was like a COVID relationship kind of thing. I don't know. I
had one of those.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tragic.
Yeah. It was a lot. I was like, why did I do that? That's crazy back then.
I mean,
That's
everyone was
crazy.
so unhinged and like just they just did whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was lawless. It was like nothing was making sense. It was a time to try new things.
Yeah. At the beginning of COVID, I was blonde. I was like bleach blonde.
Really? Oh, wait. Oh my God. I was too.
Really?
I literally dyed my hair the week before Tiger King came out. And I had like a mullet too. And people thought and I was, no, I promise you, look at the receipts. I posted this literally before it came out. So anyway, but yeah, during that exact time I had bleached blonde hair.
Yeah. I look bad. Gay people go through like one hardship and they're like, okay, it's time.
It's time.
Like, and I was like happy. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, I loved it.
Were you like going through it?
Yeah, no, I was. I decided to do it not because of COVID. I was like, yeah, it was because there was this. Okay, so right before COVID ended, I was working in Mississippi as an assistant to a director, and like that was my first job out of college. So I moved to LA after college, but then my first job moved me to New Orleans and like Mississippi. Okay. So one of the reasons I wasn't dating, I just didn't date because I was like in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then I met this guy on Instagram, and I was like planning on moving back to LA like right after this job was up and like right before the summer. So we ended up like having like a situationship, but just like an Instagram one.
Yeah.
But I was like new to being gay, and I had never had a boyfriend, so like to me it was more than a situationship.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I ended up like going out to visit him in LA, and he basically somehow ended up leaving me on the streets of WeHo when I was planning on like going home with him, and I didn't have like a place to stay in mind. I had like friends, but so at 2 a.m. it started raining, sprinkling in LA at 2 a.m. when he like left me, and then I was like on the streets of WeHo, and I was like, what's going on? And I called a friend, and I was able to like stay with someone. But all that to say, I like left to go back to Mississippi the next day, and I did contract the COVID-19 virus in May. It was March of 2020. It was the weekend that LA shut down. Was the weekend I like got like ditched in the streets.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
So I had like COVID. I was like kind of like not heartbroken. Okay, I was heartbroken, and I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm a platinum blonde.
But wait. I want to know, when did you like come out? Like, did you come out later or earlier?
I came out when I was 22.
Okay.
So like, and I'm 27. So 5 years ago I came out, and I was about to be a senior at the University of Georgia, and so I feel like that's somewhat new and fresh.
I came out in college too.
You did?
Yeah. So like I didn't understand like what being gay was like. I like Bowman, who was just on the show, he came out when he was like in 8th grade. Oh my God. And I feel like you have so much, you learn so much if you're gay and young. Like, I don't know. And like for me, I was like in college, and someone told me about Grindr. I didn't even know what Grindr was. And I was like, oh, this is what being gay is like. And it's terrible.
Oh my God, it's terrifying. You know, when I downloaded Grindr in college, and like I didn't have like a gay mentor to like teach me the ropes. So I just like am downloading Grindr, just like figuring out like, you know, as one does. And for like literally a year, or like a few months, like almost a year, I was on Grindr, and no one ever corrected me when they asked like, what are you into? And I would always list my hobbies, which I think is adorable.
So funny.
But and eventually some guy was like, "You're like, that's not funny." Like he thought I was being funny, and I was like,
"That's a joke."
Are you saying? Like I'm for once, I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm not trying to be funny, but yeah. And then they're like, "No, that's like sexually. What are you into?" And I was like, "That's my pearls."
So
like, oh my God!
Oh my!
I don't even know your name, sir. Dinner first, please.
No, Grindr's like the wild, wild west of like gaydom. Like I don't know, like it's really, really, really crazy. And I don't know, if you're not ready for it, you're not, I don't know.
No, yeah.
Also, the first guy I ever like was into and like liked, and we were like seeing each other, he was drunk. He like asked me to be exclusive, and I was like, I have a boyfriend, which is not what that means. I was like, I would have thought the same thing. and then literally like 2 weeks later, he like hooked up with someone else, and I was devastated. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what an introduction to being gay. Like, I'm like, hello.
Like, is this
like,
love?
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, I'll just never forget. And then I like think about that and I was like, I was so much hotter than him. Like, what was I doing? Like, and I'm the one. And meanwhile, he's like sleeping with other guys. I'm like, do I love him? Like,
I hate this.
I'm like, do I love him? Like, I don't know.
But you were young, and that was like the first time you were like experiencing.
Oh my
love.
God,
So
yeah.
your heart just like attaches. Like the first few guys that I like slept with, I was like, I'm marrying you.
Yeah.
And now it was like so cringe, and I would get like drunk, and I would like text them like all these, and it was horrible. And,
oh my God.
But now I'm a changed woman.
But it's like the first time experiencing a romantic encounter where like if you like you were taught to like girls and then you're like with a girl and you're like whatever. Like I really
Have you ever been
could
with a
not-
girl?
What? No.
Oh
No, I was like, oh God. I've like kissed girls.
yeah.
But not much. It doesn't do much for me.
Yeah.
And but like you know what I mean? Like when you're with a boy and you're like, oh my God, this is what it's supposed to feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
didn't
I
love
remember
it.
that moment. It was.
Love him like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was like I don't know, it wasn't like the worst way to like get introduced to being gay because like I don't know, could have been worse. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I feel like I learned quickly that gay people are terrible. No, it's
We're hurt. We're hurt people, and sometimes hurt people hurt people.
yeah. It's like
Not to justify being toxic, but sometimes you have to have empathy when someone's like horrible, and you're like, okay, they must have gone through something.
no, that I always say that I'm like people can't empathize with things they don't like understand experiencing themselves. Like
Yeah.
I feel like at least if you're gay or like if you're a minority in any way, shape, or form, you understand like what it's like to go through something. And so that's why like all these white people, all these like white
No.
Republican people who like have never really had an adversity in their life, like even like white women who like you would think like, oh, I'm a woman, like they're trying to take my rights away, like I should care. They haven't faced that adversity, like in like so that, but they don't have empathy for other women, like you know what I mean, or like low income women or any like
Yeah.
they don't understand what it's like to care about or like to go through something.
Yeah, it's like Michelle Obama said it best. She literally said, like during the election, she's like, "I beg you to have empathy for people that aren't like you."
Yeah.
Like whether I get it, like if you're like this white upper class like person, like maybe yeah, it's best for you to vote this way, but like think about the minorities or think about these communities that are like not you. Like have empathy.
Yeah, and I think that like gay people are more empathetic and like
Yeah, I think so,
accepting and like I don't know, I think that's like nice, and that's why there's such a I feel like a gay community, like I don't know, I think that gay culture is really fun and cool,
Oh, totally.
and
Oh.
like but I mean there's some certain aspects I'm like I have no idea like how that happened or like I don't know.
It's a fun like world to step into, and it can be scary. It's obviously great. Like whenever I meet someone who's like tells me they just came out of the closet, I love being like the little gay mentor because it's what I always wanted, and I finally found it once I moved out here. I had like older gays that like really helped me,
Yeah.
and like teach me about gay culture, different movies
Oh
and
my
stuff
gosh.
like that, and just like help you like navigate the scene.
Yeah.
And so I love being that for someone else. But
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing is like if you have someone to kind of like help you, because if you're just thrown into it, you're like you're thrown into the wolves.
Yeah, like I didn't have gay friends until I moved to New York. I had to like leave Texas.
Yeah. Oh.
And you're from Alabama.
Out of
so
here.
you like yeah, you like get it.
I get it. I get living in the South. I was actually, you said these white Republicans, and I was really triggered.
Oh.
'Cause I was a Republican.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Are you Republican now?
The door's over there. You're like, you don't.
No. Like,
No, I'm not Republican now.
Well, like,
but
you know.
I was raised like very evangelical, Republican, and so yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely like had that mindset of like.
yeah. And I'm like, I just think that, and it's not every Republican, you know, like it's just there's a certain mindset, like the people who are mad about the Bud Light stuff. Like I said that the last episode, but like, you know, like that type of person, like why would that upset you? You have no empathy for what that person went through to even achieve where they're at. Like you're just mad that they're there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's really, really interesting how people's minds work.
I do.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I don't know.
And the cool thing about being gay is like a lot of us that come from these southern or like not just southern, just like conservative or evangelical or like whatnot, these backgrounds, whether they're like toxic or traumatizing, I think we have the empathy to be like, they're still good people. Like you can still see the good in someone that like is hateful or like that's like very problematic from like a standpoint but like I know people that are like Trump rally people that like obviously like I do not respect, but like they like I see the good in them because they think what they're doing is good, and like how you have the empathy even though you're just like I mean, I couldn't like be friends with them.
Yeah.
But like, it's just it kind of helps you like.
It just says so much about you when like you start posting about that stuff and like I'm like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. Like I can never support you. Like I will never have you in my life ever again. That was crazy. When I was in college and like Trump was happening, I was at a very white Republican like college. And I was at SMU and don't come for me. I was at SMU and well, my mom worked for the school, so I had a discount. Okay. And like it was
SMU's a gorgeous
it's a good
campus.
school. Yeah, it's a beautiful school. But like they were like it was filled with Trump supporters, and it was like I found out all my friends were, or like a lot of my friends, like didn't support gay people or didn't support Hispanic people or like immigrants. Like I'm like, you're advocating for someone who is like trying to get rid of me. Like I don't understand how can you call yourself a friend to me? And I don't know. I just think that's really like a crazy awakening to see all these people in your life, like try and be your friend, but like actively root for someone who would hate you in real life. Like it's just so crazy.
It's crazy.
Anyways, let's go back to dating. They got real deep real fast. Like I'm like,
we're talking politics.
We're talking politics
like, around a campfire.
I didn't mean to get that deep. Like I'm so sorry. But yeah, like okay, do you have a good date, like a best date you've ever been on?
Ooh, I haven't had like a best date. I think like the best date in my head, I actually thought about this.
Yeah.
But we don't have, you have Publixes in Texas?
I know, it's like a grocery store, right?
Yeah. Okay, so but the best date in my head would be like a pub sub on the beach because that's my favorite thing in the world.
Oh, really?
But I can't get a pub sub here, so I think I'll never have that. As long as I live in LA, I'll have to like go to Florida. But I don't have like an ideal.
I think my favorite date I've ever been on ended so sad because I was in London study abroad. Okay. I'm going to bring this up every time because it's like so funny.
Oh my God.
And I went on a date with a guy named Aladdin. I'm not making this up. His name is Aladdin. Apparently it's a more common name, I guess, overseas. Like his name is Aladdin. And I'll never forget, like he was like a lawyer and like I thought he was like cool and he took me to like a lawyer bar and like all the lawyers were sitting out there and we had beer. And then we walked and there's like a giant cathedral or like church. And there's this building with a rooftop behind it. And he took me and we got drinks on the rooftop as the sun set in London. And I was like, oh my God, I'm falling in love.
That's
like
amazing.
This is the love of my life. And then we got down to the bottom or like we were like finishing our date. We got Mexican food in London. It was so bad. Like Mexican food in London doesn't make any sense. Especially being from Texas. I was like, what the hell am I eating? And then I'll never forget after that, we were like saying bye and we like kissed. And then he was like, okay, I have to tell you, I have a boyfriend.
No,
but they were like open or something.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm gonna leave. Like, but I was like, I thought that was the love of my life. Like, I thought he was the one. Like, oh my God. I was like, I'm gonna marry a lawyer.
That's so cute.
Is that so sad?
That is really sad.
That's like.
But now that you say that, I think my most romantic moment with a man was when I studied abroad.
Oh yeah.
And
where'd you go?
I went to Cannes, France.
Yeah.
Bonjour. Didn't speak any French.
You didn't?
No,
Then why'd you go to France?
Okay, it was a last minute like decision to go study abroad because I was a senior. It was I got a scholarship in January and I was graduating in May and they were so then I was like, well, I have to go study abroad.
Yeah.
So I actually delayed my graduation and I went to the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Which was amazing, and I wanted to work in entertainment. And I ended up meeting this writer at the Rocket Man premiere. Okay. I met him at the after party. Oh, cool. And he was like, I want to take you to dinner and just like get to know you and like help you and I was like, does he want to help me or does he want to sleep? You don't know.
Yeah.
And so he was really sweet. And then we were walking on the French Riviera and there was like yachts and the moon and it was just like the most stunning thing. And then he literally said, "Can I kiss you?" And I was like,
of course, yeah.
And so he did.
Okay,
and that was really
cute. Hot. That went.
So then I did end up at his place.
I just know
oh no,
you like that didn't go anywhere like relationship wise or like...
No. Well, I mean he was a writer in LA. I mean we're friends, but it just didn't. I think maybe I have a problem. I don't know with like commitment or something. I don't know.
No,
but
I'm a chronic dater.
Yeah, I just like to date.
I'm like no. I used to be like it was like 2 months and I'd be like, yeah, it's over. And then and there was this one that like how you want like the person who makes the least sense like when you're in it. This guy like could tell did not like me, and I was like he has to be my boy. I was like, and I remember I lent him my cowboy boots, And then he was like, I could tell he was about to break up with me, but I needed my cowboy boots. So I was like crazy. And I was like, I don't even want to tell you what I did, but I was crazy. And
I kind of want to know what you did.
He like bailed on our date and he was supposed to get my cowboy boots off. And I was like, he's leaving the country. Like he's going on a trip. And I was like, I need my cowboy boots before he leaves because I'm never going to get them back. Yeah. And he didn't show up for our date. Like he was like, oh, I'm like, I don't know what he was doing. And I went to his apartment and rang. And I was like, I need my I was drunk. I was kind of drunk. And I like worked up the courage. I was like, and then I was like, his roommate was like, what the and then I left, and then he dropped off the cowboy boots at my work the next day. Okay. Which I was like, at least I got them back. Yeah, but I was like, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever done.
But cowboy boots are so expensive. Like you like that's rightful, I think.
I'm from Texas.
Yes.
Like, hello.
There is sentimental value to those cowboy boots.
How do you feel about like hookup culture and like that kind of it's such a big part of like dating. Such a big part of like dating and being gay, I feel like. I don't know.
I was really turned off to it at first when I moved out here because like just the way I was like raised.
No, same. Brought up. Good Christian girls, just looking for love.
And I was like, like I was like a virgin until I was like 20, and then I just always thought I was just.
Did you hook up with a woman?
Yes, but I never had sex with a woman. I just hooked up because I was like hadn't touched anything until I got to college, and then I was in college and I was like, okay, the whole like praying it away isn't working, so let me like try to do some experimenting. So then I like watched like lesbian porn and like hooked up with girls, and it still didn't do the trick. But, so I was acting actually, and
no, it's all an act. Mm-hmm. I was like I was in the role of a lifetime. Literally. And I was bombing. I was playing a straight man and no one was buying it, and I was like, this is the role of my life. Like I just have to do this.
I'm not a good actor?
No, yeah. It's like I was in the theater program and I didn't even know. Like, oh my God, I had my second girlfriend. I had a girlfriend. Oh. Yeah, I had two girlfriends. In middle school, my second girlfriend, her name was, should I say her name? Winter. If you're watching this, I miss you. But no,
I still think about you.
And she wound up being a lesbian. And so as it turns out, we were not dating. We were just the LGBTQ club, and we just didn't know how to recruit. So wow. I think that was that's a really powerful moment in my life. But isn't it crazy? We like called to each other. Mm-hmm. She had a lesbian haircut before lesbian haircuts were like a thing. I was like, she was in the know.
And you were attracted to it. You're like, I love that.
I was like, oh, a little buzz cut, like a little fade. Like I was like, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm getting some masculine energy. I love it.
I don't know. I just like can't even. I remember we kissed like 3 times. We were dating.
In third grade?
Months. Like in like 7th grade.
Oh, I think you said 3rd grade, sorry.
No. It was like my second girlfriend. In like 8th grade, 8th grade.
Okay.
And we kissed like 3 times. Like we were dating for months. She had the best dog. I miss her dog.
I had a girlfriend in 7th grade, and then I remember people were like, why don't you hold her hand? But like during lunch, couples would like hold their hands under the table, and I like never wanted to hold her hand, and I was like, I need both hands to eat, obviously. And anyway, she was like kind of mad, but she understood it, and she gave me my first. I wasn't allowed to I loved Lady Gaga, obviously, as one does.
Oh my God.
Lady Fame Tour was when I was in 7th grade.
Yes.
In 8th grade, and she did burn me a disc. Because she knew how much I loved Lady Gaga. And she did burn me a disc. And she gave it to me for Christmas.
No, like...
So I think she knew.
She, like, ally.
An ally.
Ally. Okay, like, when Lady Gaga came out, like if you liked Lady Gaga, it was such a sign. That was, like, a red flag of red flags, like, gay pending. Like, if you're a boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel... But, like, gays just, like, go to pop pop music. Mm-hmm. Lady Gaga was, like... the icon of icons. Like they don't do it like her anymore. Like
just don't make them like they used to.
I'm like I miss being like in my room and I'd be like watching all the YouTube videos, like digging through, and there would be like the craziest, crunchiest music video she did before like anything happened. I'm like, this is the best song I've ever heard in my life. Like I was obsessed with her. And then I was like, I'd be at school and I'm like, Lady Gaga's kind of hot. And then everyone's like, what are you talking about?
You're like, I'm straight. I want to Lady Gaga.
No, she's my type, guys. Like, she's my type.
I literally love her.
Meanwhile, she's in a bad wig and sunglasses. I have no clue what she looked like. Like, at first, I was
like pulling up to the award show in a meat suit, and you're like, "Per mama."
I'd. I was like, I just can't even imagine being like, if I was like my age now watching that, I would be like, oh my God. Like, I would probably be like freaking out or something. But it's just like so crazy
What a time to be like in your adolescent, like that, like
Yeah.
that, like we were going through like our puberty. We just hit puberty and like
Yeah.
becoming sexually horny, and then like Lady Gaga comes out, like the audacity.
And Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. That
Oh
was a
my
lot.
God, Nicki Minaj. Okay, but like, what's your favorite? What's your like favorite and least favorite part about gay culture right now? And like dating, like mix it in there.
Okay. The gays are gonna come for me.
This is a hot take.
I mean, I've become a victim to the gay like hookup scene, like where like just living in LA, like I get horny. Okay.
Yeah.
Sue me. So like I can't like talk shit about the gay like hookup culture because I like partake in it.
Yeah.
But like I don't find like satisfaction in it, and I definitely like want to like I like am mindful that I try not to like get lost in that scene. So I don't love how like overtly sexual it is, although like if you follow me on Instagram I'm like super sexual, so like
You're like so hot. You're like always like shirtless. You're
I
like
have, like,
pecs.
tits
You're like
on.
with your
Like,
tits on. I'm like,
in a speedo, and I'm like I just hate being over sexualized.
yeah. I'm like, oh my God. No, for me, like one thing I wouldn't say I hate it, but like I struggle with like the concept of being open is really hard for me for some reason. And like I like the idea of it, but I just know I'd be jealous or nervous or anxious or like I don't know if I could do it. And so that's why I like my boyfriend is good like for me right now because we're on the same page. But I think like my friends who are open, they like I think it could work, but they just do it too soon. Like like they're like I feel like you have to be really solid before you're open, and like I feel like they'll do it like, oh, we're 3 months in, like I'm gonna be open now, which is fine. Like it's their choice, and if you can make it work, that's like I'm like good for you. But for me, like on the outside, I'm like, oh, I could. Sorry. I'm like it's really hard for me to, and I'm not judging. I'm just truly like, oh, it'd be hard for me to like do that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm like okay, but it's like it's kind of part of the like. Well, that's like the old school, like being in a relationship doesn't have to be monogamous, like all this stuff. And I'm like, I get it, but it's just like, it's really hard for me.
Yeah. No, it's really hard for me. And I actually met a guy who's a therapist, a gay therapist. And I was having these talks with him.
Yeah.
And he recommended I read like The Ethical Slut.
Okay. That's what I like all these gay people reading The Ethical Slut. Now I'm like, oh my God, should I read it?
It's like very progressive in the sense that like full on just like very it's not anti-monogamy, but it's just like, but it just helps you see the point of view and perspective. So like I enjoyed reading it. Yeah. I definitely didn't agree with everything in it, but I like it helps you kind of just like navigate. And one thing that I think I learned in LA is like just my upbringing and like how I was raised. I like connected sex to like being in love and like all of that, which sounds like ideal and like that fairy tale.
Well, it's like how you like it just like, well, you know, when you're raised Christian, it's like, oh, you get married and then you have sex and then you're like you get married or you fall in love, then you get married, then you have sex. So like it's part of the whole plan.
Yes. And you don't see like sex as just like a like quality of being an animal and being horny and just a physical like act. It's always like a love act. And so being able to, if you're able to compartmentalize like the act from like versus making love, some people can't, some people can. Yeah. And that's like, I think people that are able to like just or just like, but some people can't, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can't do that,
I think I like can't. Like I don't think my brain has that like setting.
Like to have like sex with someone and not like
like I don't know. I just feel like in New York it's like so normal now. And so in some ways like in a gay relationship it's kind of expected. But I mean, I don't think anyone's like putting pressure on anyone to do it.
No.
But,
okay, that's good.
But I mean, I don't know. I like my friends are all like have been in open relationships and stuff. And so like I see it all around me. And so for some reason it'll enter my brain every once in a while. Like, oh, is that where I should be? Is that what I should be doing? But I think I'm happy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Do you want a boyfriend? Are you looking for a boyfriend? Or
I do want a boyfriend.
Yeah. I have like girlfriends who are like, I don't want a man in my life at all. They're like, that sounds like so much work. Like it's terrible. And I'm like, I don't know.
I'm very picky, so I'm not. It's like I want a boyfriend, but it's not like I want a boyfriend and like I'm like seeking it and like will like date a guy and like just fall for the guy that like if that makes sense. Like I'm very picky, so it's like it's my fault why I don't have a boyfriend because like usually guys that like me I just
don't like back.
I just don't like them back. So it's like one of those things where I try not to complain about it too much on Instagram because like obviously like anytime I'm like, oh, I'm single, and then my DMs are like, oh my God, like let me take you out, and then I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I just want to complain.
And like I feel like one thing I love about gay culture is like just this, I think gay people are like the funniest people on the planet. Like I will watch like on Twitter, gay people make like gay people make like the craziest content on Twitter. Like let's not even get started on gay Twitter because like that's a whole
terrifying.
It's crazy, but like I just think gay people are so funny.
They are.
And like I think it's some of it is like laughing at your own pain or just like, or you know, like you just learn to laugh at yourself because like your life is so ridiculous. But I don't know, gay people like make me fucking laugh. Like
so funny.
I don't know. Even like watching RuPaul's Drag Race, like that is like comedy gold on accident. Like
Trixie and
Bob is like the funny.
So
Bianca, those bitches are hilarious.
Yeah,
like I can't even imagine like being that funny.
I could just watch a drag queen just do stand up and just like next, and just like be so happy.
I know. I'm like I don't know. I just think gay. Like I also love. I think RuPaul is a big part of gay culture.
Oh, for sure.
And like I keep on bringing. I brought it up last. Like
you can't like not bring up RuPaul if
you're
talking about gay people.
And it's just like it's like so much like I don't know. Gay community is so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I do kind of hate, which is like I don't know. What are they called? Circuit parties. I kind of hate circuit parties.
I do. So I think there's a difference between a circuit party and a warehouse party.
Oh, okay.
I like a warehouse party. I don't like circuit parties.
Yeah, I think that's how I feel.
And circuit parties are like pots and pans.
Yes.
Like the music.
Well, no, sometimes pots and pans are good. I'm not going to lie. I like how they... And like, I'll be in Bushwick, they'll have like some kind of pots and pansy music. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. But it just depends on the vibe. Like, it's all vibe.
It depends on what I'm taking.
Yeah, like, literally. I don't know. But I'm like, what's something you really like about gay culture?
Something I really like, I honestly just like once I make good friends, I just think that the community is really tight within like once you have like a good friend group.
Yeah.
It's like your brothers in the sense of like my gay friends that are really close. Like we're not just like I've had friends that are like I love to death.
Oh my God. Platonic gay friendships are so important.
So important.
I have my best friend. He's like 6'4". He's ripped. He's like beautiful, like just like stunning gay man. I'm like, he's just not my type. Like he's too large. Like I'm not like interested. I was like, I know he's attractive. I was never like attracted to him. And because of that, I would make fun of him and no one wanted to do that because he was so pretty. And I'm like, this bitch is dumb. I'm like, this bitch is so annoying.
He's just a dumb giant.
Yeah. And I'm like, because of that, like we have like the best platonic friendship. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I found like a person who, I don't know. I just like we get each other and like he's an awesome friend. And I'm like, I don't know. It's nice to have those relationships. Like those relationships are so important when you're gay. And I think like being gay, it's so easy to be like, well, he's cute. Like, cause you're both boys and you're both like repressed sexual energy. Yeah. Like it just happens. Like, I don't know.
No, I definitely get that. And I've talked to some guys that like live out here and I asked them like how they like the gay scene. And like a lot of guys that like don't like it or hate it. I asked them why. And a lot of times they're like, it's literally, I'm just like a piece of meat. Like every time I meet a guy, he just wants to sleep with me. And I'm like, oh, that like I guess that like that makes sense. Like that sucks. Yeah. And like I think you have to manage like how to figure out how to meet people and be, like I guess friend zone or like be platonic because that's like the most important thing is like having those platonic.
And like some people are really good at like, oh, we hooked up and now we're friends. I'm like,
I'm very good at that.
You're good at that?
I'm so good at that. Honestly, of most of my friends, I've hooked up with most of them.
Oh, really? I'm the opposite. I've kissed like one of my good friends, but like I'm just like I don't want that. Like I just don't want. Like I wish I had that, but if we hook up, I'm like I can't look at you the same. Like I'm just like very black and white sometimes when it comes to like if you're in my life and like I was really attracted to you, it's like hard for me to like move on from that. So now we're headed into our campfire storytime segment that I like to do every episode. And for those of you who aren't watching, me and Nick are holding our marshmallows on a stick over our campfire, and we're going to tell stories from our childhood. Hopefully we don't get derailed. So my question for you is there a moment from your childhood that is just stuck in your brain forever?
Yes, there is a moment that's stuck in my brain, and it's probably the moment when people are like, when do you know you were first gay?
Yeah.
And it's my dad asked me a question, and he didn't ask me, of course, if I was gay, because I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
But he asked me something, and I was like, I knew something was like, why do I think this? And so I was watching, my family would always watch Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, which is a musical, like an old, like I think back in the 50s. And there's these seven like burly lumberjack men. And then there's these like 7 brides. It's such a problematic storyline now that I think about it, because they literally kidnap the women. But
oh my god,
and then they like force them, and then the women end up being like horny, and then they're like, "I want to marry you." It's yeah.
Okay, I mean,
you know how the times were back then. But my dad asked me and my brothers, because I have 3 brothers. No, he didn't ask my littlest brother, but me and my older brother. He asked us which girl was our favorite, and I like kind of like almost like a, you know how straight dads like, do with the crushes, like they love to project that. And I was like, I love Benjamin. Like Benjamin was the like hottest of the boys, and I thought he was so sexy. And I was like, why do I like him? Like that's who I liked. And I knew it was like I couldn't say it. So then I picked the girl with the prettiest hair.
Oh my god!
So I said her, but I knew like that in that moment. I just always remember like, why do I like Benjamin? Like, why do I like have this like crush on Benjamin?
That's so fun. Like I always think about, I was like obsessed with High School. Like I said this last. I need to change my topics. I'm like, no, but like that's so fun. Like I always think about like when I was young and I would pick the prettiest girl to play in the video games. Like I wanted to be Peach.
Of course.
I wanted to be like flying in my pink dress, and then I wouldn't be like Kirby. I was sucking. Like,
wait, you. I was always Kirby.
I like everyone.
I
every gay
sucking
person.
people and then spitting them out.
Yoshi's like bisexual.
Yes.
Yoshi's bisexual. Like I feel right. Link is kind of bisexual. Like in a sense. What's her name? Sheen. Not Sheen. Sheik.
Zelda. Oh, Sheik. Okay.
She can like transform.
Yes.
She like boy and girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's like. Mm-hmm. I liked them. Yeah. I'm just being real. And then but like those are my, I'm like I never really cared to play like in Smash Bros, like Mario's like
Bowser.
Bowser's like so manly.
My brother, my youngest brother always played him.
Yeah.
My older brother I forget what he would play, but I always was literally Kirby, Yoshi, or Peach.
Yeah, those are like the ones. Yeah. Those are red flags that you're gay red flags.
Yeah.
And then like I always like Disney Channel, I had crushes on all the boys. I just didn't know what it was like to like have a crush. I was just like obsessed with them. Okay, my weirdest crush was like Freddie from iCarly. I was like, he's so like nerdy and like cute, like, and I didn't know. I was like, why do I like him?
Like, why do I feel this way?
Yeah, it's like,
what's wrong with me?
So funny. I'm like trying to think. And my mom's used to watch like Grey's Anatomy.
Ooh.
And there's like
McDreamy.
what Dr. McDreamy, or like what's the Silver Fox one, Dr. Steamy, or like something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Eric Dane's
yes.
the actor. He literally was so hot. And like there's a shirtless scene and I gasped and my mom looked at me.
Wait, is he the he the same actor as the dad on Euphoria?
Yeah.
Okay, because
that's him.
So oh my god,
he's still
in
hot.
Euphoria.
He's still
stop
hot.
it.
Yeah,
and he's very problematic, but so hot.
Oh my god, the underwear section as a little kid. Like, I'm so sorry. Is that bad to say? The underwear section as a little kid is like, what is going on here? What's happening to me?
It's like the one thing that every gay man just like, it
like,
just
why?
brings back the nostalgia.
I remember being at JCPenney and running away from my family to go to the underwear section.
And get
like,
lost.
I'm like, am I like, that's so crazy. I was like a little kid.
I will never forget one time at Kohl's. And my mom couldn't find me in the intercom. They were looking for me, and I was in the underwear section. And I was like,
that's so
I'll come to aisle 2.
Yeah.
But growing up in like the mall during the mall era
was such a good time.
Like the 2000s, that's when like the malls were at their peak. And so my mom would always like, every time we passed a Victoria's Secret, she would always like tell my brothers, be like boys, like look away. And then I'd be like looking away at like the Abercrombie and Fitch like V-line male models, and I was just like, oh god.
I didn't even know like how gay Abercrombie and Fitch was. Like,
it was like softcore porn.
It was. And I thought it was for the girls.
But they showed crack.
They were showing crack. They had the V like down.
I was because that was like 6th grade, and that was like I had gone through puberty, and I had like no exposure to because I was like homeschooled, so I was like so sheltered. But I was like a horny little, and I was just like Abercrombie. I would just like go to Hollister and get the bags and keep. My mom was like, "Why?" My mom was like, "Why do you keep these bags?" And I was like, "I just like to reuse them."
That's so
recycling.
It's so funny. Like we're so gay and so young and so afraid, and we literally have no concept of like what's happening with us, but we just are so attracted to what we're attracted to.
Yeah.
It's also so funny that being gay, like, I sound so gay, and I didn't choose to talk this way. I didn't choose this. It just happened to me, and I'm like, what? Like, why? Like, I think it's just like I was like Lady Gaga said. I was born this way.
Part
But
of
it's, like, so
part of the reasons I
true.
never made content. People ask me like, "Oh, did you make content when you were younger?" Because I was so sheltered and I was like very like I didn't want to be called gay.
Yeah.
I hated like my biggest
Oh my God.
insecurity was my voice because I could hear the. And I was
Yeah.
like, I sound like an F slur, and I like anytime I heard my voice, I would hate it, so I couldn't stand
I know.
recordings.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I was like very, very like people don't believe this. I was shy and
I
like
don't believe it.
I was really shy. I'm still kind of shy. Like you might have noticed, like really shy.
Yeah, I mean, I follow you
I'm
on
just,
TikTok.
like,
You're really
shy and like petite and like slender.
And you like hate attention. That's one thing about you.
I really do hate attention. No, but like in high school, I actually was like really just didn't want attention because like I feel like if I got it, people would say bad things.
Yeah.
So TikTok's actually the first time I've ever openly talked about being gay on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, I was not
Yeah.
open until TikTok. Like, isn't that crazy?
I did not know that.
And so like I always say TikTok was like a window into my gayness. I didn't know I needed.
So cute.
So like I'm so grateful for my platform on there. Like I really opened up like me expressing myself to the world in a new
Yeah.
way. So I don't know, I'm lucky. I'm lucky I got like the chance to do that in my lifetime, you know? Like I
Yeah.
feel like some people don't have that opportunity. Now we'll be introducing a reoccurring segment called Ghosted Stories. And we were going to be reading camper submissions about times that you ghosted or got ghosted by someone that you were interacting with. So I did a poll on my Instagram or a question on my Instagram and people submitted, which is so fun. So we're going to start going through them and pick ones that we think are good to chat about. And if you're listening and not watching, me and Nick will both be holding flashlights under our chins for dramatic effect. Just so you know.
We love the dramatic effect.
I like this one. I like this one because my boyfriend is vegetarian. So it's
Oh,
like,
really?
my friend told this one guy on Hinge she was vegetarian, and he straight up ghosted her. Why is that funny? I don't know. Okay, 1 to 10, how scary?
I would say a 6.
A 6 and like it's scary? Or-
Okay, fine, a 4.
I don't know. I'm like asking. I don't know what I'd rate it. I feel like ghosting someone because they're vegetarian is iconic. I like. He's like, I'm gonna be eating meat, so I can't hang out. With you.
I could get it if like he likes to cook, and like if you like to cook, you cook. Like you need to whoever you're with, you want to like
Yeah.
share the food.
I like to share food. Yeah.
But if you're like an eat out kind of couple, then like that shouldn't be a problem. Like y'all are gonna order different entrees.
I'm like, that's really crazy. Should I ghost my boyfriend? Like, Ruben. Okay, do you want to pick one?
Yeah, I'll pick one.
Okay, you can pick one or you can go to my photos if you want.
Okay, so someone says, I told the guy I was a virgin and he ghosted me.
That's scary.
What do you rate it?
I'm like, okay, well, like, I feel for both sides, you know.
I don't want the pressure of
I feel like it's a 5. Yeah, I'm like, it's a 5. Like, I don't know, like, maybe you don't want to, you know, take someone's virginity, like, you know what I mean? And then maybe like, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Are they like 35 or are
5
they like
scaries.
19?
What do
know
you
what I'm
what do
saying?
you rate?
I think there's some factors that we don't know. We don't know like
Yeah,
the
like
age.
what was the age?
But if it's like they were like 19 or like young, I would say like that's really scary that they like did. No, wait, hold on. Sorry.
I don't know how to rate scariness for this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think that's stupid that if they were young, but if they were like 30, 35 and someone's like, I'm a virgin, I would have some questions.
yeah.
Although I
feel-
will say I did just meet one of my good friends. He was Mormon and he's like 20.
Oh.
He's like 28. And I think he lost his virginity at 28.
Oh my
So
God.
who am I to judge?
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
I feel like that's as long as you're doing you.
Yeah.
But being Mormon, that shit would you up. I don't know. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, that seems
I
crazy.
know. I thought I had a traumatic past being evangelical Christian.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
The Mormons, though.
Okay, a guy after 2 weeks of knowing each other said that he loved me, and I got scared, so I ghosted him.
That is 100% rightful.
10 out of 10. That's like a great.
Yes.
I feel like that's a good reason. If someone says
would've
that
done
I
the
love
same.
you like 2 weeks in, they're not right in the head.
They are not.
Or they just don't have enough experience to know like that's not okay.
No, I mean, like, I don't, even like when I was at my most like cringy, like when I first came out and I was like falling for guys like really easily,
Yeah.
I still never had the like urge to say I love you and never felt like I was in love with a guy.
Yeah. I don't know. When I was like doing that first guy who like I guess like cheated on me. I don't know. I was like, do I love him? should I say it? And it was like, literally, he was like, did not like me. So maybe I get it, but like, I don't know. That's still crazy. Here, you can go.
Okay.
I'm like, I just don't think.
This one's kind of funny. Okay, this guy ghosted me because I was always tired. I think that's funny.
That's it?
Like, at least he gave her a reason, though.
Yeah.
It's
like,
is that ghosting then?
I don't know. Maybe,
No, that
do
is
one
not
more,
ghosting.
because
Hold
like that
on.
one wasn't.
Okay,
I feel
no,
like
no.
if you know the reason.
Yeah, if you know you have to like, you can't know the reason.
That's a crazy reason to ghost someone. I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so this girl said, so she ghosted a guy, and she said he sent her a nude on Snapchat. She deleted it and never spoke to him again.
Okay, 10 out of 10. Okay, but like, imagine being a girl and then you get like a dick pic and you're like not ready for that. That would be terrible. I feel like as a gay guy, I'm like, oh, I'm used to that.
I'm never not ready for
like,
one.
Yeah, you're always ready. I'm always ready to get a dick pic. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm just ready. I don't know. I feel like dick pic or like, well, Grindr makes it so like the headless torso culture.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's insane. And also when a guy like will send you their dick before they send you their face, I'm like, can I see your face first, please?
Yeah. Well, which one looks better? Because I think if they know which one looks better.
If they send you their dick first, I'm like, oh god, the face.
God,
there.
It's so gay culture is so crazy because it's just like that's like it's like virtual cruising. Like you have no like you don't have to know what they look like. You're just kind of I don't know. I'm like I don't know. Like it was exciting at one point, but now it kind of freaks me out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a taken kept woman. Like I don't know what that's about anymore.
Like I don't go on those apps anymore.
I just like I don't even know what the app looks. Oh, I will. I have to something crazy. This is a ghost story. No, actually, but like with this girl, I was at a influencer-y kind of dinner, and this girl, I was like asking her, I was like, "What's up? What's new with you?" And she's like, "Oh, you with your boyfriend? Like still?" I'm like, "Yeah. We're dating." And I asked her, I'm like, "Oh, do you have a boy? Like anyone? Like any boys? Like what's up with you?" And she was like, "Oh no, I need to get on the apps. You know, Tinder, Hinge, Grindr." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Grindr." And I was like, "That app's not for you, babe." And then this other guy chimes in and he's like, "No, yeah, you could get on Grindr if you're a girl." And I was like, "You're a cis woman." I was like, "You're a cis woman. Like, what the hell are you gonna do on Grindr? Like, that app isn't for you." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna make an account." And I was like shocked to my core that like I was like, does she know what she's getting involved in? I don't think she does, because she was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe TikTok normalized Grindr for like straight people. But she should be scared.
That's wild. I saw this tweet, and this guy like DM'd a girl he saw a girl on Grindr.
Yeah.
And he DM'd her and he's like, "Babe, like what are you doing here?" And she honestly genius. If this girl had the same intent, she's like, "There's bi guys on here. If they're horny and want to sleep, like they're interested in me." And
I thought that's so smart.
Yeah, so she's like, "I'm here for the bi."
God.
She's like, "I'm here for the bi guys." And I'm like, "Wow."
That's so crazy.
I
wouldn't even think about that. Okay.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's wild.
I saw inside and I was like, wow. But anyway,
okay,
I'm
sorry.
But if a girl said, like, I would have the exact same.
I was shocked.
I would be like,
shocked.
"Oh, honey, no. Oh, honey, no. You don't need to do that." When you like were in college and you like first got Grindr and you were like understanding it, did you like tell your girlfriends about it?
Yeah, kinda.
I remember my girlfriends. They like couldn't. They're like, "Wait, guys, just send their dicks."
Yeah.
And I was like, I probably shouldn't have, but I was like literally showing DMs of just like,
oh my god.
And then I would do it live, where I'd be like, "Yeah, like watch," and then I would like these girls would be like, over my shoulder. I'd be like, I click on a headless torso. I'd be like, "Hey," and then it'd be like, "Doop, dick pic." Bloop.
That's so crazy. I like. Yeah, they're always shocked and amazed. It's like wild west of gay. Like I just get straight people don't act like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, they don't.
Even the slutty ones, they don't act like that.
Really don't.
Like it's not like that. Okay, guys, that's all of our ghosted stories for the day. We are out of time, and it's time to say goodbye. What are your socials?
I'm Nick_Norcia, spelled Norcia, so it looks like Norcia. On all Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yay! Yeah, he's gay. So look him up.
I'm homosex, baby.
Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Rico Taquito. And if you want to see my Twitter, don't. And subscribe to Past Your Bedtime on YouTube for full video episodes. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a beautiful time and you have a beautiful rest of your day. Woohoo! Woo!